we have to start seeing the opportunities in negative situations, mainly like this recession that we're in. The media wants you to be afraid. They want to put fear in you because they want to control you. The puppeteers want us to dance. You know, they don't want us to think for ourselves so we can create a better life, create a better situation for us and our family. And I've caught on to that a long time ago, which is why I don't really watch the news anymore. All they're trying to do is control me. They want me to do what they want me to do. And I refuse to live like that because I want success for myself and I want success for my family. You know, so what do they want you to do? They want you to stop spending your money. They want you to stop buying goods. They want you to slow things down because of inflation, which is understandable. You know, we should slow back on our spending. We're doing a lot of spending, unnecessary spending, getting in more debt, things of that nature, buying material things, buying too much food. Most of the food we're ending up throwing in the trash anyway. So yes, that's right. But the way I'm spending my money isn't in investing. But they don't want you to do that. They don't want you to invest. They don't want you to create a better opportunity for yourself and your family. They don't want you to think like that. They only want the few to think like that. The people that are really in control, you know, the puppeteers. They only want that, 1-2% to be thinking like that. They want us just to be cogs in a machine. They want us to do what they tell us to do. But I refuse to operate that way. It's all about understanding the recipe. There's a science, there's a way to make money. And once you understand that way to make money, everything's unlocked from there. Nobody can hold you back. I used to have a boss when I used to work for a skincare company. I used to do purchasing for a skincare company. And my boss had told me that he had lost all his millions about 3 times and gained it all back. And the reason he was able to gain it all back is because he understood how money worked. He understood the science behind it. He understood how to accumulate it. Where we struggle to make, ends meet, he's able to lose it all and gain it all back. And that's because he understands how it works. So once you understand how to really make money, you unlock everything. You're no longer controlled by politics. You're no longer controlled by who's in office, who's not in office, what benefits you're gonna get, because you have more control of your life, because you know how money works and you know how to make money. You're less dependent on the system. So in times like the situations that we're in right now with, a recession, you should be thinking a certain way. And that way is, how do I seize the opportunities within this negative situation? Media would tell you that it's horrible. People are losing jobs, this and that. This is the worst day. While people that have been making millions or people that are successful, they see the opportunity in all this darkness. It goes back to perception and how you choose to perceive this situation. You can perceive it as a negative situation. The world is tightening, money's tightening, people are getting afraid, people are losing jobs. You can see all the negatives out of it, but you can also see the positives or the opportunities. In that sense, the stock market has been in a bull market for the last, I don't know how many years. You don't get a ton of opportunities to capitalize like you can today, with everything being down, everything being oversold, so there's opportunity there. Now you can buy Apple at prices it was at, maybe 2-3 years ago. Now you can buy Amazon at prices it was 3-4 years ago. Look at Facebook. Facebook is at a price it was at 5 years ago. So you have the opportunity now to buy things low. It's like a discount. Who shops at stores and pays full price? Nobody. At least nobody that I know. I never do. I refuse to shop that way. I'm shopping in ways where there's sales or there's some type of percentage off. I like to feel like I'm winning in the situation. So I treat everything else that same way. I treat stocks that same way. I treat crypto that same way. And if I really, wanted to get into it, I would treat real estate that same way, because the real estate is going to be hurting in a few months. So opportunities are everywhere, but that requires you to have capital on the side in order to seize those opportunities. So that requires you maybe to get a job that pays more, where you're able to save more, or you can just cut back on your expenses where you're not paying so much for stuff like monthly subscriptions, or you're not over purchasing when it comes to food items. You're not over purchasing when it comes to material items. All that extra money you can put to the side. They call it a rainy day fund. So when times like this occur, when economic downturns occur, you have side money where you can now put into the markets and really capitalize. You don't get too many opportunities like this. They say recessions come maybe every 8 to 10 years. And the opportunity is now. What are you going to do? Wait another 8 years, another 10 years for this opportunity to come again and then invest? No, you should be taking advantage of it now. That means taking any side money that you have. Is better to put it in something than to have it on the sideline. If you have your money out of the market, if you have your money under a pillowcase, if you have your money in the shoebox, it's losing value, especially because of inflation. The dollar becomes weaker. The price of goods go up, but the strength of the dollar is going down because there's so much in supply. So your dollar is worth less, which means you can afford less. So it's better to put it in some type of producing asset, some type of asset that produces for you. That way, when the market turns around, you're going to see the growth of your money and you had to put in no work for it. You literally don't have to put any work in for it. So that's what most of the rich have understood. Most of them are illiquid. They're not as liquid as most people are. Most people that's carrying cash, they're super liquid. Rich people are illiquid. They don't have all that money sitting on the sideline. They have it in assets. They have it in wealth producing assets, money producing assets. You know what I mean? So we have to change the way we think when it comes to economic downturns or situations that are negative for the whole macro. We have to see those as opportunities for us to catch up. For all these years, while everything's been flying sky high, the real estate, the stock market, the crypto market, it's been hard for the regular everyday person to catch up to people that really have wealth, because everything has been so expensive. Homes are overpriced. Companies have been overpriced. Crypto has been overpriced. So you haven't really had the opportunity to close that gap between you and the wealthy. Now that those markets have pulled back, they pulled back to prices from a few years ago. Now you have that opportunity to close that gap. You have the opportunity to actually play in the game. Now we can get into the game. But you have to be strategizing ahead of time. You have to be saving up money ahead of time. So when that time comes, you have money to get into the game. You have money to play. We have to start changing the way we think if we really want to generate wealth for us and our family. You know what I mean? And I want to help as many people as I can to understand that trading their time for money is never going to make them successful, unless you're a huge stock trader or you're a successful salesperson where, your ceiling could be unlimited for sales. If you can sell a ton of product, then you have a large opportunity to make a lot of money when it comes to sales. But most people aren't in sales. Most people are, working 9 to 5, waitresses job, waiter jobs, server type jobs. So you're never gonna accumulate a mass amount of wealth if you solely rely upon your 9 to 5 job, if you solely rely upon trading your time for money. You have to flip that. You have to get it to where your money is working for you. My money is working for me while I sleep. That's how you really make wealth. And the only way that you can make wealth in that kind of way is either starting a business, getting into the stock market, getting into the crypto market, or getting into real estate. Those are the only ways you can really generate wealth. So we all have the choice today, while the market's down, to make a decision on what we want to do in order to see a better future for ourselves or our families if we have one. And I'm sound like I'm like really stressing about this, but I am, because I want people to take advantage of the market. I want the best for everybody. I'm not one of those people who I know the secrets and I don't want to share with anybody. No, I want everybody to know. And becoming successful is all about copying the recipe from other people that have become successful. Follow Buffett. Follow what he does in times of economic downturns. You're talking about one of the richest men in the world. What does he do during economic downturns? You should be copying exactly what he's doing, not necessarily investing your money into the same assets that he's investing his money in, but just generally on the whole idea of trying to capitalize, putting his money into the market. We should all be thinking that way. And it's a shame that we don't, because we're too distracted by what Biden's saying. We're too distracted by what Trump is saying. We're too distracted by things that don't even matter, that have no real effect on us. They're all distractions. And that's what the people in power want you to be. They want you to be distracted. They want you to be cogs in the machine. They want you to continue to be workers. I want us to go from being workers to being producers. And we do that by understanding that we have to put our money in some type of vehicle that'll produce more money for us without us having to trade our time for it. But yeah, that's really the message I wanted to get across to you guys today. I wanted you guys to really understand the importance and the sensitivity of time that we have right now, because we won't be in a recession forever. The Fed is increasing these interest rates because he's trying to slow down people's purchasing habits. He's trying to slow down people from buying. But when you increase rates, that means the price of goods go up. So at some point, he's going to have to lower these rates, which will turn the money printer on, which will get the economy boosting again, which means we're going to get into another bull market with real estate, with the cryptocurrency market, with the stock market. It's going to get back into the bull effect. And then at that point, you missed out. So I want you guys to take advantage now. It's a super time sensitive. I want you guys to make your wealth. I'm investing my money. Any little side money I make, any little side money that I have, I'm investing. Because I really want to set myself up for the next 10 years or generations after that. You know, so we all have to take this serious if we really want to, you know, have some type of wealth for ourselves. Maybe you're working a job that you hate. This is a way to get out of that. But you have to be willing to take the risk, but calculated risk. Do your research, do your due diligence on whatever it is that you're planning on investing in. Make the best decision. Because if you don't do your due diligence, you're simply gambling. And I'm not telling you to gamble. I'm telling you to do the homework, understand what you're putting your money into, and hopefully it produces it for you. That's why if you're investing in the stock market, put it in the biggest companies. They're less likely to go under. Apple, Microsoft, Google, S&P 500, which is just a broad, it's just a broad like ETF or index fund that covers top 500 companies. Put your money into that, something safe. If you're, you know, you're a little risk averse. Cryptocurrency, put it in the top 2. Put it in Ethereum, put it in Bitcoin. If you want to, you can put it in, some other coins. But those are going to be a lot more risky than the top two dogs. Or if you got a lot more wealth, put it in some real estate. Wait till this market goes down a little bit more for the housing market, because the housing market falls a little bit behind, and then buy a home. Sit on it for 3 years. You can live in it for 3 years. And then once you live in it for 3 years, you can move and collect tax free. You won't get taxed on it. You just have to understand how money works in order to really make it. And I hope, my little preaching today woke you guys up a little bit. But that's all I have for you guys today, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. I'm out.